water supply should be restored by tomorrow to the Bronkhorstspruit area. This is outside of Pretoria. The Bronkhorstspruit water treatment plant has been out of service for 4 days now after the pump station was flooded on Sunday. It was caused by a malfunctioning valve. Technicians have been testing the equipment and are preparing to switch it on again today. Tshegohaco Moagi is there and she joins us now for the latest update. Tshegohaco, good morning to you. This will be much to the relief of the residents there. So, are we ready to switch the valve back on so that the people there can get water?
Good morning, Xoli. That indeed is a very pertinent question as to whether the city of Tshwane is ready to actually produce the water that they need to give to the residents of Tshwane following the valve here where we are currently standing. That valve burst and that caused then the flooding in this area. We have been told by the city of Tshwane that Eskom had nothing to do with the malfunctioning of this valve. But let's get more details about what exactly took place here and whether or not they'll be able to give water to the residents of the city of Tshwane by tomorrow. I'm joined by Lindela Mashiko, who of course is from the city of Tshwane. Lindela, thank you so much for your time. So just give us details of what happened in this particular water treatment plant.
Thank you, Tshegohaco. You have sketched very well of what happened here. The valve started to malfunction and leading to this station here being filled with water, being flooded. We had to take out the equipment in order to bake it, meaning to dry it. But before we got to that, this place, as I say, it was flooded. We had to suck out to drain the entire station before we got to the motors, before we got to the pumps, as well as other electric components that were within the station, caught up in water within the station. Those components now are with a service provider. They are being baked, meaning they are being dried up. Thereafter, we'll take them for testing and assemble them, bring them back to the station.
Now that seems like a really lengthy process from what you are telling us. Does this then mean that the residents can definitely expect to have water in their taps by tomorrow?
We are working towards that. We are being industrious towards that. Our artisans are working overnight, together, of course, with the service provider, who has promised that one of the motors, as well as the pipe, will be delivered sometime today. However, cognizance has to be taken that once we have installed all that, the main reservoir just behind us, outside here, will have to be filled up. Thereafter, that reservoir will then relay water to the different reservoirs that are within the affected communities, within the CBD, Bronkhorstspruit, Retabiseng, Ekangala, Ekandasria, and other affected areas. So the water will have to fill up first before residents get that water.
Now, Lindela, of course, you say that the valve malfunctioned. Talk to us about the maintenance of the equipment that is here for something like that to happen. Is that something, what was the maintenance like at that point in time?
We conduct upkeep of all our facilities, especially the ones within the water treatment plant here. We have to check on them. We have to assess them, but it's something that cannot be prevented. It occurs from time to time that some of the components just let go, let loose. It's a valve that just gave up, it malfunctioned, and it bursted, leading to exactly the situation that we are at right now. We would like to appeal to residents, especially the farming community, the informal settlements, as well as those within the CBD and the areas in the periphery, to be patient with us as we work towards the solution. We have organized bowsers that are roaming around together with water tankers to provide our residents with water.
You mentioned the upkeep. How often can you tell us, how often is that upkeep done on the equipment that is within the water treatment plant, specifically this one, to try and avoid such a malfunctioning situation taking place?
It's done periodically, though I cannot state the exact time, but all was in place. Everything has been in place. I can tell you with confidence that water that's extracted from the dam, the raw water that comes in here for purification, is actually on standby to be distributed inside the purification plant so that it can be supplied to the reservoir. So the upkeeping process, we are on the dot with that. We commit ourselves to keeping, because we are dealing with a precious source, which is water. So we make sure that we conduct the upkeep, the maintenance, as you referred to it, all the time.
All right. Thank you so much, Lindela Mashiko there, colleague. Really just giving us details about what has taken place here, and really also mentioning that they do maintain the equipment here. I'm with Katleho this morning, and I'd like for us to just quickly show the viewer, Xoli, of the situation here at this particular treatment plant. I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see, but this is the result of the flooding that has taken place, the aftermath of this flooding at this water treatment plant. One of the valves here actually burst, as you've heard from Lindela, and caused this whole area to be filled with water. They are now trying to dry up the equipment so that they are able to bring back water to the residents of the city of Tshwane, those that have been affected. I mean, it's quite a large area that he has spoken about, Nkangala, of course, Bronkhorstspruit as well, and other areas in this area, in the city of Tshwane, that have actually been affected by not having water. But we are also told that there are water tankers providing water to the residents of this particular area where this has actually affected them. Oli?
Tshegohaco, Moagi, thank you very much for that update.